Hello, today's exercise is all about slurring. So far all we've done is have one bow for each note. Now we're going to change that. Yeah, you don't necessarily always have to move the bow very quickly across the strings. You can put several notes in one bow. Considering these exercises is about straight bowing, we haven't used the left hand yet, so we're going to slur strings right now. So a bit like I'm going to play two notes in one bow, so I'm going to start. And halfway I change and drop my arm. On the way back, I lift my arm back. Drop your arm. Yeah? If you find it difficult to exactly know where to change, so you end up with two equally long notes, you can put a little mark on the bow, halfway for example, or divide the bow in four, so one each quarter. Just chalk or a small sticker or something, just to give you a visual aid to know where to change strings. Yeah, because that kind of control becomes very important very quickly. Yeah. It's quite a few exercises and we start with 2 notes, but we're going to go all the way up to 8 notes per bow. So I'm challenging you full on here, yeah? So I'm going to very quickly do the first exercise, which is very similar to what I just did. We're still slow, just slurring 2 strings in one bow. Yeah? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? First introduction. Repeat this part of the exercise a few times until you're comfortable with it. Yeah, you don't have to do it with the video, just pause it and try it a couple of times if necessary, because next we're going to double things up. First 2 beats, we're going to do quavers. So now it becomes 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. See, that's where those extra markings already come in handy. So now we're already talking about changing the speed of the string changes. Yeah? Good luck. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so that was again something new. Relax your shoulder. Very important that when you do string changes, you relax your shoulder, because your entire arm has to be able to move. There's lots of string changes happening very quickly, one after the other, and it has to stay smooth. With one bow per note, you have these tiny breaks between notes. You're not going to hear as much the tension in your shoulder or in your hand. Here, smoothness is everything. So that's why these exercises are so important, that you learn to relax even better without losing the straight bowing or the relaxed hand. Everything, make things beautiful. Yeah, it's very, very important. Now, we're going to double things up. We're going to do 8 notes in a bow. So now, a bow is going to be 4 beats long, so a whole bar. But we have an entire bar to recover from that, because the next bar is just one very long note, equally long, bow at least, but no string changes for a bar. Yeah, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now similar to the second exercise, we're going to do crotchets and quavers, only it's going to be 4 beats per bow, so we double up on everything, combination a bit of one pattern with 8 notes. Okay, good luck! 1, 2, 3, 4. exercise like this, if you look carefully, when I did the bars with only the quarter notes, the crotchets, I moved my entire arm throughout the bow. But when you do the quavers, so crotchets, relaxing your shoulder, just move. But then with the quavers, as you go towards the lower half, you can move just the forearm instead of the entire arm. The tip, you have no choice. You can't make it to the next string. But from here, you can use just so whole arm at the tip. Towards the heel, the movement is a lot smaller. So play around with that a bit. It feels a little bit weird in the beginning, but always use as little energy as possible, as long as it sounds beautiful and you are in control. You can't play without energy, but you can reduce the amount of energy you use. So when things go faster and faster and faster, it becomes easier. Yeah? If you always have to move your entire arm, it's going to get tired very quickly. Yeah, you don't want any pain. Okay, next exercise. Nothing new, just slightly different. We're having actually less string changes. Only 2 notes in a slur, but we have a quarter note, 2 8 notes that are slurred, and a half note. So, different bow speeds, different string changes, 3 different things happening in one bar. But it's a short exercise, so it'll be fine. Enjoy. 1, 2, and 3, 4. As I said, nice and short, but important to learn to have the flexibility to change strings, slur strings, and change bow speeds. More important for the next exercise, because first bow is 1 beat, just a quarter note, followed by 4 quavers in 1 bow, and then again a quarter note. Okay? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so there's that. And now we introduce a third thing. We're going to have a pattern that involves 3 strings. So we're going to do 2 quavers on the lowest 2 strings, continue on to A, and then similar thing on the highest 3 strings, of course. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. Relax your shoulder and so that felt probably very different, so repeat this a couple of times. The next one is called an arpeggio. It's when you do, for example, 4 strings in one bow. Well, some of these things, they're all can be called arpeggios, but the 4 string and the 3 string arpeggio are very, very often used. It's very useful to get this really relaxed, and it's all about relaxing here in the neck, in the shoulder, so you have free movement. Yeah, so it's just 4 crotchets, not too fast at all, but the second time around it's going to be in reverse, so it's going to feel very, very different. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is it for slurring. It's a long exercise, there's lots of different things happening, but it's also very exciting to do these things because it will come in very handy later on when you start adding slurring to your fingers, it's good to understand the concept. Making slurs across strings requires quite a bit of attention. Yeah, so don't brush across these exercises. They will be useful, I promise you. Okay, we're very close to the end of this first chapter. Stick to it and good luck. I'll see you at 50.